Hi there everybody, welcome back to another episode of The Art of Business English, where we help people like you get the language skills you need for business. Now, today I am doing episode 155 and I thought we'd go a little bit social and look at 12 phrasal verbs or collocations that you can use to talk about meeting people, arranging to meet people, and really you can use them in business, but they're also quite useful in social situations. Most of them are quite informally used as well. So just remember that when you are using them, maybe you don't want to use them in a formal piece of writing or in a formal context when you've got specific people around you. So that's just something to keep in mind. Now, as always, what we'll do is we'll introduce each of the words or the expressions, and then I'll give you the meaning so you understand the meaning of each one. And finally, I'll give you a sample sentence to help you put them into context. So let's dive in and look at 12 phrasal verbs and collocations that you can use in socializing. Okay, so the first one on my list is to catch up. Now, to catch up is often followed by another preposition which is with. So you can say to catch up with someone, or just to catch up. Let's catch up. Or I caught up with John. So you can use it just to say let's catch up, for example, which means basically to have a chat with someone and inform them of all the things that have been happening in your life recently. So if you catch up with someone, generally you arrange to meet and you explain all the things in your life. So you can say let's catch up on Saturday. Or you could say let's try and catch up with, and then put the person's name or the family or whatever. Okay, so we use it like that. Let me give you an example sentence. I caught up with John last week and he explained his recent breakup with his girlfriend. Okay, so he explained to me that he had recently broken up with his girlfriend. So, he was informing me and I was catching up, because catch up can also mean to be at the same level as someone. So, you understand, like if you catch up on news or you catch up with someone, you are basically putting yourself at the same level as them. You know exactly what's going on with them and their life. Okay, so that's the first one on my list, to catch up or to catch up with. So let's look at the next one on my list, which is meet up. Now, I'm sure most people have heard meet up, okay? We don't use the preposition with. We don't say meet with someone, which is a common mistake with my Spanish-speaking friends, because I think in Spanish you can follow it with the preposition con, like encontrarnos con someone. So you don't say I'm going to meet with John. You need to meet up, okay? Meet up. Let's meet up at 10 o'clock. Let's meet up at the cinema. So you can use the preposition at as well if you're putting a time or a place. So meaning basically is to see another person or group in order to discuss something. So, let's meet up and have a coffee, or let's meet up and arrange the Christmas party. I don't know. So you can use it in that context. It's a very commonly used expression. Let me give you an example. Departmental managers meet up once a month to discuss their concerns. So departmental managers meet up once a month to discuss their concerns. So, you can use it in business, but it's commonly used informally in any social context where you arrange to meet someone. Okay, let's look at the next one. Tag along. Tag along is definitely an informal expression. So tag is T-A-G, and along is a preposition, along, so tag along. It's not really easy to work out what it means from just the words together, okay? So tag along, because normally a tag is the thing that you have on your clothes. No, in Spanish it would be like etiqueta, but the tag is the piece of material on your clothes, or the price tag is a little piece of paper attached to an item that has the price on it and the details. So to tag along actually means to go somewhere or with someone else, although you're not really needed. So it's like you just decide to come along or tag along because maybe you think it's going to be interesting. but you're not really needed. It's not essential that you are there. So let me give you an expression. When Kevin goes on a business trip, his family often tag along. So they come, but they don't really need to go on a business trip because they're his family, but maybe Kevin's family like to spend time with him. So they tag along on a business trip and stay at the hotel with Kevin, even though Kevin is on business. Maybe they're in the pool while Kevin is going to meetings or whatever. So you can often say, hey, can I tag along? Meaning, can I come even though I don't need to go? Or you can say to the kids, come on kids, why don't you come tag along? We're going shopping. Meaning, the kids don't need to come shopping with you, but you want them to come with you and enjoy the experience. So tag along is definitely used in an informal context. Let's look at the next one then. So drop in is the next one on my list, and drop in is also used informally. It's like really also quite difficult to understand what it means just from the two words drop in. So that's normally drop is when you let something or something falls accidentally. But drop in actually means to visit or to come and visit someone without having received an invitation for a specific time. So generally, in Australia where I'm from, we often just drop in and visit people. If we're going past their house and we're haven't seen Mary for a while, I might just drop in and see if she's home. So for example, you just like pop in or drop in. You can also say pop in is very Australian. It means you basically visit someone without really giving them any notice or very short notice. And often it's like, there's no one home, so it doesn't matter. But if they are home, they're like, hi, come in, have a coffee. So let me give you an example. I just dropped in to tell you about the meeting on Wednesday. So I'm using this example in a business context, but it's you informally maybe dropped into someone's office, okay? Or maybe you were going past, maybe you're a representative, a sales rep, and you're moving around many areas. So you drop into an office or something and catch up with some of your staff. So I've just used two of those phrasal verbs already. I just dropped in to catch up with you, meaning, find out what's happening, the latest news. So you can see how easy it is to use these expressions in social context when you're talking about, meeting people or planning or having discussions with people. So drop in to catch up with someone. All right, the next one is band together. Now, band together, again, is very difficult to understand without any context, because a band might be, like a wristband that you have here, or a band is also like, like a rock or heavy metal band or a pop band, so a musical group. But in this context, it doesn't mean any of those things. Band together basically means to come together as a group in order to achieve something. So, you unite, you join forces, okay? There's a very famous movie called Band of Brothers. So, you join together as a group to achieve something. And an example could be, we decided to band together and all pay for a birthday present for our new employee. So if you band together, it means you all put your money together to help purchase a present for the new employee, as opposed to either buying a present individually or not buying a present at all. So band together is also nice. Let's band together and get this work done. So it's a friendly way of like meeting, bringing people together and trying to achieve a common goal. Okay, let's look at the next one, which is get in with. And again, get in with is difficult to interpret the meaning. You've got two prepositions, you've got in and with. But to get in with basically means to befriend, so make friends with someone who can help you. So, you try and get in with people when you feel that maybe they can help you, that maybe they have influence or power, and you try and get in, make friends with them and become a part of their circle of friends, so that will also help your influence and help your power and help your maybe your status or your situation. So we sometimes try and get in with people that we know are important in an organization or have good contacts, good friends. So an example would be, I tried to get in with them as I thought it would help me influence the decision-making process. So I tried to get in with them as I thought it would help me influence the decision-making process. So you can see this person is interested in being able to influence the decision-making process within an organization. So they're trying to get in with the people who are central to this decision-making process. So that is my next one. Let's have a look at the next one on my list. Okay, so the next one is actually get in touch. Now, get in touch is sometimes confused with keep in touch, okay? Get in touch is actually to make contact with someone, okay? So it's very similar to make contact. It is basically to initiate contact with someone, whereas keep in touch means maintain contact with someone over a period of time. So this is often confused, so don't do that. But yeah, get in touch with someone is like, look, I'll try and get in touch with John, meaning I'll try and make contact with John either by calling or emailing, okay? So an example sentence would be, if you have a general interest in the exploitation of wind energy, please get in touch with us. So you'll often see that on a website, please get in touch with us, meaning call us, make contact with us, make an effort to contact us directly through either email or directly through a phone call. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward, but not to be confused with some very similar ones. Another one is get hold of. Get hold of. So again, it can be a little bit difficult to understand if you just look at the individual words, but together they basically mean to manage, to talk to someone on the telephone or directly. Generally used maybe after a difficulty. Maybe you've had trouble trying to get in touch with that person and you finally get hold of them. So you can see how we can use these phrasal verbs very closely related and very easy to use in a discourse or in a sentence together. So to get hold of someone, yeah, like, oh, did you manage to get hold of John? No, I'm sorry, he's very busy. So to get hold of someone is to actually achieve this contact either through a phone call directly and speak to them. So I'll give you an example sentence. Can you get hold of Stanley and tell him the meeting's postponed? So I'm asking you to get hold of Stanley. So get in touch with Stanley, make contact with Stanley, get a hold of him, and tell him that the meeting's been postponed. Okay, let's look then at the next one, which is keep in the loop. This is very common in business, especially with managers or people who are working on projects and need to really know what's going on with specific projects or specific topics or maybe problems or issues within the organization. So to keep someone in the loop basically means to keep them informed about or involved in something. So generally like a project or a plan, especially with groups that are really related or specific to this plan. So like, you know, project teams need to be kept in the loop. You know, your manager or maybe the director of a department or the boss of the company needs to be kept in the loop, especially when things are evolving and there are, you know, maybe some challenges that need to be faced. So especially as well, if someone is away on business, so out of the office, maybe they're like, okay, I need to go away on business, but keep me in the loop on this project or this issue that's, you know, in the main office. So basically you're informing someone, you're making sure that they have all of the relevant information. So give me an example then. I won't be in the office on Monday, but keep me in the loop on this project via email. So, you know, this person is requesting that they are informed about the project over email. Okay, so let's look at the next one. Right, touch base. Very common, nice expression. We love this one. To touch base. So touch base basically means to communicate with someone that you have not seen with for some time in order to find out what they are doing or how they are, what they've been doing. So like, we often use this in business. I need to touch base with him about this because, I don't know, there was an issue and I want to find out the latest information. I want to make sure that I'm up to date. I want to make sure that I'm in the loop. Okay, so you can use these expressions very easily, interchanging them. So I'll give you an example sentence of touch base. I'll call her next week just to touch base. So maybe you haven't spoken to one of your colleagues and you decide to call her next week just to touch base and get the latest information, find out what's going on, and then let her get about her work and get on with it. So touch base is like maybe it comes from baseball, and it's just like give someone a little tap, see what's happening, and make sure that you get all the information, you're up to date, you're in the loop, and you catch up on all the details. Okay, another one is put in touch. Okay, this is really important. We ask people sometimes to put us in touch with other people. So this is like maybe you don't know the person directly, but you say to a colleague, can you put me in touch with this company's director or the purchasing manager? Or if you're in sales, maybe you want to be put in touch with the head of HR or whatever. So to be put in touch basically means you are in, or you are put into communication with someone. So someone connects you with someone else. And basically, I'll give you an example now. Don't worry, when you get to Milan, I will put you in touch with my Italian friends. They will show you a good time. So don't worry, when you get to Milan, I'll put you in touch with my Italian friends and they will show you a good time. So I'm assuring the person that when they arrive in Milan, I will make the connection between my friend in Italy and my friend who is going to Milan, and they will meet up and obviously take them around Milan to show my friend a good time. So that's to put people in touch. Very important way for networking. And let's look now at the last one on my list, which is make contact. This is very similar to getting in touch with someone. So to make contact is to communicate with someone, typically in order to give or receive information. So we often try to make contact with people, and sometimes it can be difficult. So, we really want to make contact with some new potential customers, or we want to make contact with our colleagues in another country. So let me give you an example sentence. If for any reason we are unable to send you the proposed itinerary, we will make contact with you to let you know. Okay, so if we're unable to give you the proposed itinerary, we will make contact with you to let you know. You could also interchange that with we will get in touch with you to let you know. So get in touch and make contact are pretty much synonyms in this situation. So those are my 12 phrasal verb and collocations that we use in this sort of context of meeting or arranging to meet and talk to people. Very useful, very commonly used in both business and social settings. Some of them are more formal and less formal than others. So just bear that in mind and make sure you consider that when using them. And of course, if you are interested in improving your social skills and networking skills, a lot of my students often tell me that, if they have to discuss things about work, they're comfortable or fairly comfortable. But as soon as they're put into a social situation, then the topics change and they're a little bit confused. Well, they don't feel as comfortable talking about topics which are not business related. So to overcome this, you should have a look at my course, How to Socialize in English. And basically it's about how to start and maintain conversations with people. So it's got some really useful language as well as tips and techniques to help you overcome, silence and awkward feelings, embarrassing moments, asking people maybe inappropriate or strange questions. So that's a great resource for anyone who would like to improve their social English skills. So check out that. I'll put that over on the blog for this lesson for this week, so you can dive in and grab a copy of that. And that really is it for me. Next week we'll be having our 3-year anniversary, which is quite exciting. Maybe I'll try and convince some of my colleagues to come on board and we can celebrate that together. But yeah, thanks for being with me. Thanks for joining us again on the Art of Business English. And I'll see you all next week for another free episode of the Art of Business English podcast. So take care. Bye for now.